Hey guys, I know I said I would take a little break from shopping for makeup and candles, and that means I spend a bit of money at the bookstore. And by bookstore, I mean Indigo, which in Canada is kind of like a Barnes & Noble, I guess, but they have a lot of houseware stuff too. So I'm gonna show you a few books and one thing for the home. The first book I got was Michelle Phan's book, Makeup, Your Life Guide to Beauty Style and Success Online and Off. And I like Michelle Phan's videos. They're not like my absolute favorite, but I was really interested in her perspective as a YouTuber. I read a little bit of a preview of the book on Amazon and it looked pretty good, so I thought I'll give it a shot. The next book I got, I'm not a religious person, but I was in the back of a cab, oddly enough. The guy driving was listening to a Joel Osteen podcast, and I enjoyed just a positive message. So I was like, I'm gonna get this book and read some positive messages. And while I was in the aisle looking at that book, I also saw this book. And I know self-help books are kind of cheesy, but I was like, again, more positive stories. And it never hurts and it's interesting. And you know, no matter what your faith or belief system is, it's always good to be open to different perspectives and ideas about things. So looking forward to reading this. I don't know my timeline for reading it, so I probably won't follow up with anything, but should be good. The next thing is a gift for a couple I know. They're coming up on like a life milestone, so I thought I would give this to them. It's Chuck Klosterman, a fantastic author. He writes a lot of really awesome pieces about pop culture. I'll link my favorite thing he's ever written below. It's all about the difference between like an enemy and nemesis and an arch nemesis, and it's just like a fantastic piece of writing. But I got them this book of 50 questions, or it's not a book actually, it's cards. 50 questions for insane conversations, and they're all hypothetical questions. So for example, one of the questions on the back they give you is, you are offered a brain pill that will make you 10% more intelligent, but you will seem 20% less intelligent to everyone else. Do you take this pill? Leave a comment below, I'm curious. I don't know what I'd do. A lot of my identity is wrapped up in people seeing me as intelligent, so I don't know what would happen if suddenly I seemed really dumb. You know what, actually, maybe this pill is like Gillian the person, where it's like, I'm into a lot of shallow stuff, so I probably do seem like 20% less intelligent than I am. But joke's on them, dumb like a fox. Lastly, I got a book called The Narcissist Next Door, Understanding the Monster in Your Family, in Your Office, in Your Bed, in Your World. I love like learning about sociopaths. I think they're fascinating, like people who feel no remorse but are also super charming. It's a weird thing to be interested in, but I just am, and so I am really excited to read this. There was a fantastic book I read last year by John Ronson called The Psychopath Test, and that book is fantastic, and I thought this one would be a fun one to follow up with, so we shall see. Ooh, and it talks about what happens when there's two narcissists who drift together. Ooh, creepy. I like it. And the last item in here is something I got for the home. And I don't know, maybe I'll give this away as a gift, but I don't want to because I love it so much. It's like a big fluffy throw, and it was one where I got a special price on it because I spent over a certain amount, and so they give you this thing, and the woman talking to me was like, we just got in more white, it always sells out right away because apparently they always have plenty of gray and brown. I can't stop like feeling this as I'm talking about it, like it just feels like heaven. Like, why don't I just get like sheets made out of this? I guess that makes a bit of a statement, right? Where it's like, check out my room with my fur bed. Speaking of beds, what do you guys think of this comforter cover? I don't know. I really like my usual white cover, but everyone needs to have a backup. I just feel like this one doesn't really go with anything in my room anymore. I like it because it's kind of like fun and preppy, but yeah, I don't know. Might be time to switch this out. Leave me a comment below and like, let me know. Anyway, that was my bookstore plus one thing for the home haul. Yeah, like this video if you want to see more hauls of stuff like this that aren't like makeup or home stuff only. See you guys later.